Welcome to Tapping Vegas. Today we are breaking down Lewis versus Teixeira, UFC Nashville. Bobby unfortunately cannot join me today. I have his picks for you though. He should be back, I believe, in 2 weeks. So that is some exciting stuff. Let's get right into the fights. Going to be a pretty quick episode today, but if you saw and follow us on social media, you saw that we almost made 50 units, 47 and a half units between this show and Daily Dingers on the month of June. So we are absolutely on fire. We haven't had a losing card since May, maybe. It's been a long time. So let's get into this first fight. The first one we're talking about is going to be Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. I don't know if you guys saw the zesty video of Sean Strickland running in the cage to fight his buddy, and Chris Curtis is just holding the guy's head. Chris Curtis is going to bash Griffin's head, is how I'm viewing this fight. You're looking at it right now, not much of an advantage really anywhere. And if you're looking at it just from the numbers, you see 1-3-1. You're like, man, Chris Curtis, that's not very good record in his last 5 fights. He's fighting much better guys than Griffin's fighting. The odds kind of say exactly what it is here. It's minus 325. That feels maybe a little high, but I can't argue with it. Bobby is on the Chris Curtis knockout. Yeah, I am too. Chris Curtis, he's a very talented striker. I think that he has a lot going for him, and especially at this stage in his career, it feels like he still has quite a bit of potential and space to grow, whereas Griffin, I just don't know how much higher he can climb than where he is at right now. So we are both going to be on Chris Curtis here. You can put us both on knockout because those odds are kind of nasty, the minus 325. It could go decision, so if you want to do it like a KO decision double method, Curtis isn't getting a submission. You could, but it probably only takes off a little bit of the sauce. But we like Chris Curtis in this one. Let's talk about the second fight. That is going to be between Nate Landwehr and Morgan Charrier. Guys, this is going to be a very split one. Morgan is really, really popular on Tapology. He is a very, very popular pick. I believe a lot of people are even calling for him to finish Nate the Train. Me and Bobby are actually both on Nate in this one. And I don't know if it's the same reason that Bobby saw. But Morgan was getting caught in guillotines, chokeholds, non-stop in Cage Warriors. The dude, his neck is so easy to grab. Nate, I think he can push the pace. Morgan, he has really fast takedowns if he can get there, but I don't know if he wants to even go there with Nate because I feel like Nate is going to be the better submission artist, and I think that he can actually submit Morgan. And I'm not going to pick that as the outright since we're already taking the underdog, but Nate sub is very tantalizing here because I can just see Morgan's coming in. Everybody thinks he's going to win. You're looking at the money here, 73% of bets on Morgan, 52% of the money. We see a lot of sharp money coming in here on Nate, 27% of the bets, but 48% of the money. It's almost split 50-50 money-wise, but it's almost a 3-1 split on the betting percentage. A lot of people, a lot of these sharps are seeing it our way, apparently. And I really like that. Nate, he's been around for a long time. Morgan, he's had, I believe, 3 or 4 fights in the UFC. Nate's a tough guy. And Nate's coming off a loss. He got finished, and I think a lot of people are going to be down on him after that. But this is a fight where he has a pretty good chance. And if Morgan's going to be as sloppy as he has in some of his previous fights, people weren't able to take advantage of it. They weren't able to choke him. But it's not like he's flying out of those either. Like, they're holding on, and he's able to get back to his feet after a while. But I believe if he gets in one of those situations against Nate Landwehr, me and Bobby think it's going to be game over for him. Let's talk about fight 3. That is between Calvin Kattar and Steve Garcia. Man, we've covered Steve Garcia before, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember which fight that was. And I feel bad. Like, he is on this incredible streak right now. He's finishing a lot of guys, but for some reason, I feel like I can never remember him. He's just a very forgettable fighter in my book, which is not a good thing for me, because I need to start taking notice of this guy, giving him some respect. In this fight, I believe a lot of people are on Garcia here, but the odds keep getting a little closer. We got Calvin Kattar at plus 105 and Garcia at minus 125 now. Calvin Kattar's been fighting really good competition. Garcia's been fighting okay competition. Like, he, I believe, knocked out Melky, and Melky's been on quite a run himself here recently. But Calvin Kattar, it seems like since he came back, he just hasn't been the same dangerous guy. It's hard to say Garcia by knockout. A lot of people are putting that on Tapology, Garcia by knockout. I would think it's Garcia by decision. Looks like that's what Bobby's on too, is Garcia by decision. I think that's actually a really smart bet. But since you can get him just straight up money line at the minus 125, I think that's the way to go here. 63% of bets, 80% of the money. And I hit on this in one of our previous shows. When you see like a big swing and sharp money on the public side, that's something to take note of. And especially like with the minus 125, I think they're seeing that and being like, you know what, I'm not going to play a method. I'm not going to play an underdog. I'm just going to be able to take advantage of some pretty decent money line odds, which, I mean, you look at some of these, minus 1350 for Fatima Klein, minus 1,100 for Mike Davis, minus 625 for Eduardo Mora. It's UFC does this. MMA does this. They just don't really give you good money line odds, and they kind of force you to pick a method, and then it's really easy. The guy that you thought was going to win wins anyways, but not the way you thought he was going to win, and then they have your money. So this seems like a situation where you can take a money line, feel pretty good about it. I like Calvin Kattar, but I feel like at this point in his career, he's just more of the name than the athlete. We're going to go Steve Garcia for me and Bobby both. Let's head to this next fight. Really, really interesting one. Stephen Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. Everybody loves Stephen Wonderboy, but I don't know. This is a huge age gap. Bonfim has looked really dangerous. He did have that one hiccup loss, but he came back. I believe he's had 2 wins since then. He's looked great. I think he can come in here, and Thompson's not a very dangerous guy. Thompson's a point fighter. He's going to beat you with his karate boxing style, stay at distance, come in, pitter-pat you, and then dance back out. It's going to be hard against Bonfim. Bonfim can get takedowns. He can submit you. He can knock you out. I think he's got more power than Stephen Thompson does. So in this fight, I mean, I personally am going Bonfim decision at plus 200. Bobby's going Bonfim by sub. So, I mean, we're both on the Bonfim side here. And I don't hate that either, because can he knock out Thompson? Yeah. I mean, Buckley knocked out Thompson, but Buckley's power is on a whole nother level. With Bonfim, if he gets to the ground, Thompson is very uncomfortable on the ground. So I can see the submission there. But at the same time, I can see Thompson being elusive enough to lose a point battle to Bonfim. So we're both on that side. Minus 400s for Bonfim. He's one of those that the odds are just astronomical, so you can't win money. They're going to make you be like me and Bobby and bet on a method, and one of us will be right, hopefully, and then we can take out some money there, take out of Vegas's pockets. But I'm going to be on the decision plus 200. And then let's see the money. It looks like 78% of bets are on Bonfim. So very, very public for Bonfim, but it's one of those. Minus 425. Everybody's throwing it on the favorite that they think's going to win. Everything for Bonfim points to him winning. I mean, the age, the styles. I really do think Bonfim wins this. Minus 425 is too hard of a pill to swallow, so I can get it from minus 425 all the way up to plus 200. I'm going to do that. Let's talk about the main fight of the night. That is between Mr. Derrick Lewis versus Tallison Teixeira. Tallison, very, very tall guy. I believe he's like 6'7", 6'8". He's much younger, 25. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage. He's 5-0, undefeated, 8-0 in his career. Why does he not protect his chin? I don't know. What do you guys think? Why does Teixeira not protect his chin? All these fights I'm watching, his arms are so far away from his face. He does not stay covered up at all. And if he does that against Derrick Lewis, he's getting knocked out. He is just getting knocked out cold. And I think a lot of people are seeing Teixeira come in like he's a new, young, exciting guy. Derrick Lewis, I mean, he's slowing down. He's 2-3. He's kind of a one-trick pony. He's just going to either knock you out or he can win a decision sometimes. But most of the time, like, this is just a finish or be finished type of fighter here. Derrick Lewis also, like you're seeing on the screen right now, Teixeira is very, very active, 14.61 versus Lewis's 2.48. So he's super active, but I think that can be a detriment in this fight because you're throwing punches, your hands are away from you, and Lewis can connect. He knows you're coming in with the left, he can catch you. Sees you coming in with the right, he can catch you. And I feel like Teixeira just doesn't have good enough. Right now you're seeing strike defense, 59%. I just can't believe that. It doesn't look like it. I mean, he eats some big shots from time to time. Maybe he comes in and beats Derrick Lewis. He's a favorite. I believe that on Tapology, he's the favorite. A lot of people are picking him, but he plays it too wild and loose for me. He comes in, throws too many punches, and I think Lewis catches him. And that's what Bobby thinks too. We're both on the Lewis money line here, plus 220 for Lewis, just in the money line. And if you're doing KO, it's plus 275. So it's barely moving with the knockout, but that's the way that Derrick Lewis wins. I think that's the way Derrick Lewis does win. I will take money line just because we're not getting much more. Bobby will take money line because we're not getting much more. But for Haymaker, we're just going to take the KO. So we'll have 3 shares of Derrick Lewis. That's how good we feel about it. Wake me up when Teixeira's fought anybody worth. I mean, he fought Junior Tafa. Okay. Is he Derrick Lewis? Like, no. Derrick Lewis has so much more power. I hope Teixeira comes in and just starts throwing wild. Because I think that's just a quicker way for Lewis to knock him out. He just needs to weather that storm, find his shot. It only takes 1 shot to knock him out. This might be Derrick Lewis throws 5 punches, and it might be one of them's a kill shot. He might throw just 1 punch in the fight, and it's a kill shot. We've seen him just run across the octagon, knee a guy in the head, call it a day. So Derrick Lewis by knockout. We like that pick. Hey, guys, that's going to be it. Told you it's going to be a quick one today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week again with some more picks for you. And let us know in the comments. Also, we just hit 1,000 subs. So that's big for us. That's huge. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. We post predictions for every card. We give you guys 5 fights that we break down that we think we can help you guys win some money on. And if you guys have any fights coming up that you want to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to make sure that we cover it, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.